All right, take two. Take two this wonderful morning, December 11th, 2017. Still technically in week 13 in iRacing. And so now we're going to give the Ford Fiesta World Rally Car. Well, it's the Ford Fiesta RS WRC. We're going to give that car a try. Last time we tried here at where are we at? I want to say, yeah, Lucas Oil Raceway. We tried with the Volkswagen. We didn't really have enough practice as we should have, admittedly. A lot of people were a lot faster, a lot more stable than we were. But I remember from the few times that I tried the Ford Fiesta, I think the way that the car drove would actually be a benefit on this track. So we'll give it a try. We'll see how it works out for us. We do have simvibe on right now, so you may hear the rig kind of vibrating and acting kind of crazy and all that. We'll see how that all works out, but it should all be fine. We're just about in. Let's set this view here. That way you all can see what's going on. The last time we didn't make it to the consolation. I mean, we didn't make it to the feature. We were actually, and that's the first time that happened to me. In the whole beginning, since you know, Rallycross has come out for iRacing, we've always been in the feature. This time we were not in the feature, so that was a little bit of a rude awakening. You know, we're not as good as we thought we were, and yeah, that stunk a little bit. So we started on the pole for the consolation race, and in that one we actually didn't do too great. We ended up crashing and finishing 5th, I want to say. So it wasn't last place, but might as well should have been, because we didn't even get in the feature. But let's try practicing with this car. Let's see how it all works out. See if anyone's sharing any wonderful setups. I doubt anyone is. Nope. So far about 70 pre-registered. And I'm going to lower down the rig just a little bit, because I can tell it's going to be a vibrating mess. But it's nice to have it finally up and running, especially with the Prosimu mount. It's actually, you know, I was trying to use a... I was trying to just use like a socket, and the butt kicker would rotate and slip down and whatnot. Wasn't the best choice. The way that Patrick has done it with, it looks like a piece of aluminum profile, is actually a bolt fixed inside. It actually works pretty good. I really like it. The butt kicker's solid. It doesn't move at all.
Now stop on the right.
I feel like I'm faster in this car so far. We already beat our fastest lap time during qualifying last race. Oh yeah, we're over a second faster. Look at that, 44.654. I stopped because I got distracted because I really wanted to see the time a little bit closer. 44.654. Yeah, over a second faster. Awesome, absolutely awesome. All right, here we go.
You've got a slow car on the left. Don't stop on the left. Go right.
I could actually turn into that corner, which with the Volkswagen I felt like I couldn't do. .46. Let this guy go.
Car on your left. Clear.
Big second gear. hit the wall. Trying different things. Nope, nope. We crossed the line. We need to start that setup for the Joker earlier. Alright, so second gear is too slow.
You got about 5 laps of fuel.
I think we're getting the hang of it. Sorry! Try and get off the track. There we go. Woo! Oh, man. That was actually a pretty good session, minus that last crash there. Race should be starting in just a few moments. Let's see if he'll let us actually join the race session yet. Nope. Woo! Well, let's see what our fastest lap time was so far. I think it's like a 44 or something. Yeah, 44.1. So we're definitely a lot faster with the Ford Fiesta than we were. We would be down here in the 45, 46 range, high 45s, low 46s with that Volkswagen. And you know, it's my fault because I purchased this car and I first got in it, drove it, felt how kind of darty it was, and I just didn't give it a chance after that. Didn't give it a chance. So, once I actually got the feel for it-ish, for Rallycross, I never really went back to it, which is... just not the best move. Oh! Meant to grab the handbrake, grab the shifter. Whoa, check that out. I did not notice that at all. Throttle and brake. You can actually see my throttle and brake. So it looks like our fastest lap time, we have dipped into the 43s, people. We have dipped way into the 43s. Fastest lap time is 43.4. Now in this session here, it looks like we got people in the 41s. But last race session, we had people in the... 2 people in the 42s. Everyone else was in the 43s. We would have been in the top grouping, most definitely, with this car. Remember, my Volkswagen best lap time was a 45.7 or something like that, 45.5. Not to say that this car is any better, just right now with my driving style and what I feel the car needs, the baseline setup for this car runs really well. So you get an idea of what we're running, what everything is doing here. We are running simvibe with our Butt Kicker Gamer 2. Our old Butt Kicker Gamer 2. We're finally using that darn thing again. We have Fanatec V2.5 wheelbase, V3 pedals, V1.5 Club Sport shifter with the handbrake. The cockpit is a Prosimu T1000 2 degrees of freedom motion cockpit. Maybe soon to be 3 degrees of freedom. Don't know. We'll kind of see where that goes. And our computer system, if you're new to this here, it's a 1080 Ti gigabyte aurous gaming graphics card with a Ryzen 1700, not X, just 1700, overclocked mildly, with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that's our system right now that we're streaming with. So if you're kind of wondering how I'm streaming or whatnot, or what my hardware is that I'm streaming with and what everything is doing here, we're running a bunch of software because we are streaming right now. Of course, you can see we're live streaming. We're also running simvibe as well as sim tools. And everything seems to be with the CPU working pretty well. I'm definitely liking this update because it seems to have much better Vive support too. Not only are our frame rates better, but when they are not, it doesn't really feel like it. The asynchronous reprojection works pretty smoothly and still feels like we're hitting 90 frames, even if we're not.
Can't stop on the left, go right.
The dirt definitely feels different in this session here. Feels different than the practice did, which is not necessarily a great thing. Just gonna take a little bit of brain calibration to realize what's going on with the car. Especially before qualifying. Dirt feels a lot slicker.
come in.
So we didn't hit the 43s, but we're really close there. And a lot of it has to do with just the fact that the dirt felt different. The dirt felt very different. And the dirt wasn't really used all that much on that session yet. It's amazing how much this dynamic track really messes with how the car is handling and whatnot. All right, so here we go. Qualifying. Wish me luck. Come on.
Alright, there's the checkered flag.
So we lightly tapped the wall on this outside here on that last lap, so that lap didn't count, but I don't know if it would be slower or not. But let's see where we qualified so far. Oh, 43.5. I can't argue with that. I mean, that last lap probably wasn't going to be really much faster, if at all. So we got two people again in the 42s. We're 43.5, so far we qualified 5th. We may get pushed. We still got 1 minute and 30 seconds of qualifying left. It doesn't seem to be that the last 3 guys have even put in a time yet. Doesn't mean that they won't, and it doesn't mean that they can't. Just I don't think they're on track yet. So they may not even. They might be messing around with some setups or whatnot. Got 45 seconds of qualifying left. Hopefully everything's looking better because this time what we're actually doing, let me make sure that this is actually picking my voice up. Yeah. What we're actually doing right now is we're screen capping the game itself instead of my display mirror, which I would normally do display mirror. The reason why I would normally do display mirror is because in some titles, I mentioned this in the last stream, and sorry if you're kind of watching this again. Some other titles, they'll stretch out the steering wheel, or they'll squish everything in the game itself. It just depends on how it's rendered, how the game's actually rendered, or the sim's rendered in VR. So, you know, normally I just do a display mirror and kind of stretch that out. Well, I noticed there was a lot of jaggies and it looked kind of crummy. So, doing it this way this time, and hopefully it looks a lot better. To me, I think it does. So, we're in the first heat again, and we're gridding third out of 7 cars. The second heat only has 6 cars, which probably is going to be a little bit of a safer race. One less car on the track. We have a wider spread of cars from the fastest to almost the slowest car. So we're on the high side, which is actually pretty good.
Green, green, green. You've got 5 laps to go. Car on your left. Clear. Go left.
Ah, downshift to the first. Someone's already disconnected. Come up. No, I hit the barrier. Hopefully we didn't get wheel damage. How? How did we get wheel damage, darn it? So frustrating. I got the weakest wheels in the biz. Hopefully I can make it the next 2 laps.
You just got the white flag. That means 1 more lap to go. You've got a slow car on the left. Can't stop on the left. Go right.
See, he rolled over and he's still driving. I don't even know how I'm getting wheel damage. Hitting pebbles on the track and damaging out my car. Nice. So we got second place.
All right, there's the checkered flag.
Second place.
Great
Look
job.
at that.
You did
With
really
wheel
well.
damage. Woo! Yeah. Second place in the first heat. Look at that. Nice. That makes me really excited. All right, so the second heat's about to start. You can see they're going to be gridding up back there. Oh. What we'll do is we'll kind of zoom this in a little bit. So that way you can kind of see that, and I can air my head off. Ah! Keeps wanting to slide. I'm gonna end up breaking my Vive. Oh man. So hopefully you all can see the next heat pretty clearly while I kind of air out for a little bit.
Green, green, green.
That's the nice thing about, you know, the way that they got this set up. You get a little bit of a break time. A little bit of a moment to kind of, you know, have a second. Which is nice, because you do need a little bit of cool-off period with this rallycross. You get all sort of worked up and whatnot and on edge, because the whole car, you're essentially drifting. I mean, it's kind of what it is. And then on that back corner there, the car wants to understeer like crazy. So you're just right on the edge of understeering, but yet trying to hold it in to turn at the same time. Got some coffee. Oh yeah. Looks like so far they're actually having a pretty darn good race. You see that line there to the left? That's the commit line. You can barely see it when you're approaching it. You got to be way off. It's almost like you got to aim for the black area of that track on the infield, or you get black flagged. Because if you cross that white line, the commit line as they call it in rallycross, if you cross that white line right there to the left, it's actually like an unsafe pit entry in a way. That's how it's kind of treated. You get a black flag. But what it does is, depending on how badly you do it, it either gives you 10 or 15 seconds, for the most part, seems to be the average, after race, added to your time. So that could actually bump you down a whole place. More than likely it will, especially if you're like in the top 3 or top 4. That could actually take you out of your position and knock you one position down. Because a lot of this is timed as well. I mean, you not only have your heat races where you're racing against each other, but you also have the fact that your laps and your race is timed against not only you, but the other heat as well. So it's a mess. It's a mess. I would hate to be a judge in rallycross, because just all the math that seems to be freaking involved, it's crazy. The nice thing about the iRacing dynamic track is, though, you can see the dirt. It's all messed up from our heat session. And now Heat 2 has to adapt to that. They have to race on our messed up dirt, which is awesome. I mean, that's pretty realistic, you know? And it's not only visually the dirt's all messed up, where now you have that patch on the outer aspect, and it looks like it's almost wore down to the road surface on the infield. But it feels remarkably different every time you drive on it, depending on where on that dirt patch you are. So I don't think we're going to be in the consolation race. So after this, we might see another race, and then we're going to be in the final. So we got a little bit of a break, which is nice. Depending on these guys. I mean, it looks like, wow, look at that close racing right there. Oh, that overtake and then a hit into the wall. They're just slamming each other. Let's see if they actually get over the jump. They got over the jump, it looks like. Wow, that was... Rubbing is racing. Jeez. What the heck? Now it's looking like I finished first on that race. That might be because of that line I was telling you about. They might have got penalized. So we actually won the first heat. Yeah! So we didn't get second, we actually won it. And it's probably due to the fact that they got penalized. Because they were clearly ahead of us, I think. I'm going to have to go back and watch a replay. But somehow we won the first heat. Which is amazing. So now we're in the consolation, I think. It might actually skip it. No, it's not. It looks like the consolation is going to be... Patrick Sanchez is going to be gridding first. And Julian Huxley. Nope, I'm sorry. Jay DeMarkin.
Green, green, green.
Then Theory Celas. There we go. He finally straightened out. Then Kevin Haas. Am I reading that correctly? It's just so long from here. It's kind of Julian Huxley and then... Can't tell. It's not straight. Actually, I think Julian Huxley's 5th, Kevin Haas, then Theory Celas, Jaden Markin, and then Patrick Sanchez was gridding number 1 during the consolation. Jammer Jam 1, how you doing? He actually says he might renew his iRacing subscription now. The nice thing about the whole deal that they're doing here, and thank you so much for joining in. The nice thing that they're doing about the whole thing is they finally split the licenses, which is big. Because in Oval, I'm in Class B. I don't want to be demoted because I decided to do a dirt oval race and then I crashed. Because it's so different. So now I don't feel so guilty joining in a dirt oval race because now the licenses are separate. And this is dirt road. So this is dirt road racing. It's a totally different license than your normal road, which is awesome. I love that they did that. You can see our frame rate's just kind of holding still around upper 80s, 89, 90. When it says 89, that's really 90. And I'm loving this new shifter plate that we got from Prosimu. Absolutely phenomenal. Really strong. I kind of wish it had a third hole on the mounting surface because I do get a little bit of rotation in it if I try to rotate the plate. Even though there's 2 mounting holes, you think that would lock it in. It doesn't. There's still a little bit of side-to-side motion. When I'm racing, I don't notice it, but I could twist it a little bit, even though I got it super tight. But I could kind of twist it a little bit. But it doesn't move that much, obviously, because you have 2 bolts in there. If there was third, I think that would probably lock it down pretty tight. But the nice thing about it, too, is it already came pre-drilled. Thank you, Patrick. Came pre-drilled with my Fanatec setup. So if you have any questions regarding your setup, definitely send them an email if you need a new shifter plate, because this shifter plate is solid. I don't see this one bending at all. My old one, I took it off. I didn't realize how much it was bent. That sucker was bent pretty good. And that's some pretty thick steel. I'm surprised that happened. This one here has like almost L brackets along the sides that prevent it from bending down. And it looks pretty stylish too. It looks very, very clean. I love it. I love it. and it actually kicks it away from my leg a bit, so we're not having that issue where my leg rubs up against the side of the shifter and I end up turning sequential shift off and I have to reach down here and I'm like, ah, the shifter. That's not happening anymore. So overall, much better experience. We also adjusted the pedals when we did all that. We basically took the rig apart, and I also put plastic ear cap screws everywhere for easy adjustability, but cinched everything down. Definitely go through your rig much like you would with a normal vehicle and do some maintenance, because I didn't realize my pedals were about to fall off. The bolts holding my pedals on were so loose. I might actually take them back off again and just put some thread lock on them, because I didn't realize they were really about to just come right off. They were just floating there, and I guess I didn't realize either there was actually a little bit of play in the pedals. When I would hit the brake, the pedals would rock up a little bit because of just how loose the bolts were, and that's my bad. That's really my bad. I just never even noticed. But yeah, now it feels like I'm in a whole different rig now. Consolation should just be about over soon. 6 laps. So the feature is going to be 10 laps. So I'm really enjoying this break, especially being in the first heat. Especially I've been having some shoulder pains lately. Ah! Getting old. 31 now. Jeez. But, this wheel is, it's pretty serious. So if you have some joint pains, especially like, you know, elbow or shoulder pains, this wheel will test your joints. So I'm sure direct drive is way worse. That guy must have some serious wheel damage, because he's crawling. Let's see. Or maybe just the race is over. The race just might be over. Yep, race is over. All right. So he was just stopping. Here we go. Final feature. Let's see where we're going to grid up. There were some fast guys out there. We did win the heat, so I don't know if we're going to grid on the pole or not. It's not showing us, but I think we might be...
Wheel straight, guys?
We're gridding on the pole.
Joker.
Here we go.
Green, green, green. You've got 10 laps to go. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Go right.
People are already disconnecting. Probably from the consolation race.
Go left. The next car's the leader. Car right. Okay, you're in second. You completed the Joker lap.
the hell was that? You might have some damage. Yellow flag is out. Got a lot of smoke on the track. Lots of smoke.
Car stop on the right. Car stop on the left. You've got 5 laps to go.
Wow. Knocking the barrier on the track.
Slow car ahead. Car stopped ahead. Car stopped ahead.
Oh.
You've got wheel damage. You've got a slow car on the right. Car stop on the right.
Now we got bad wheel damage, but that was my own fault. We're in second place. Let's see if we can hold off the guy that's behind us right now. Catching up to a lot of lap cars here. Oh, it's really hard to control right now. We're making do. And I'm not sure how long we could really hold on to second place for.
You've got 2 laps to go.
Downshift, come on!
Car stop on the right. Car stopped ahead. You just got the white flag. That means 1 more lap to go. Car stop on the left. Car stop on the left. Car stopped ahead. Car stop on the right.
got second place, everyone. Second place.
All right, there's the checkered flag.
From last place to second place.
Great job, you did really well.
Woo! Not bad at all. Let's make sure, because this says position 2. Yep, we did get second place, indeed. Wait for everyone to finish there, and it should. So we actually won the first heat, and then the final, it looks like so far. Let's see, it's updating. Looks like someone's still out on track. There we go. Oh, maybe it's not updating. I don't know. All I know is we won the first heat, and it said second there, but it never actually updated here, which is strange. But anyway, all right. I'll take it. Woo! Well, I'm Crashes RTA Motorsports. I hope you enjoyed. That was probably one of our best sessions so far. Definitely a whole heck of a lot of fun. If you have not tried it yet, now's the time to do it, because we are in, I believe we're still in week 13, and now's the time to do it because it's just so much fun. It really is, especially this Ford Fiesta. The Volkswagen's good. The Volkswagen almost feels like it understeers and maybe drifts out a little bit wider. Very, very safe car to start with, because I feel like this one's definitely a lot more darty. You kind of have to have the feel for rallycross first before this car will make sense. And I bought it too early because I tried it like one of the first days I was trying rallycross and iRacing, and it just did not feel good to me at all. But now it makes sense. So definitely get in there, get going. So much fun. I'm Crashes RTA Motorsports. I hope you all have a great day. See you all next time.